The Tale of Ar-Krag the Dragonborn. First tabletop D&D session, 5th edition, custom campaign. Rolled a Dragonborn fighter named Ar-Krag. He's very unsubtle and has basically no shame. Background is gladiator, has by popular demand so he can just stay however long he wants at his tavern. DM introduces Ar-Krag like this. Party walks into this tavern and sees a crowd of people with a ring in the middle and two heads moving around. They push past the crowd and see me standing over this really beat up drunk guy. Ar-Krag has a character trait that I gave him where he does one-liners after every fight. That's what you get for shoving a chili pepper where it doesn't belong! Party's bard gets shoved into the ring, everyone's chanting, "Fight! Fight! Fight!" The very first thing I do as this new character is roll to suplex. Roll a 14 plus 5. Bard fails his dexterity check. He breaks his leg and ankle. My face went. Fast forward to later that night. The party's wood elf decides that he wants to stay at the tavern, but he can't get a room because he needs a reservation. Hatches this brilliant idea to transform into a slug and hide inside of the wall to sleep, but he forgets the spell lasts 1 hour. I wake up to find a naked, passed out elf had broken through my wall. Next morning, he wakes up with a 6'4" black dragonborn just standing over him. Forgot to mention that Ar-Krag sleeps completely butt naked. Junk hanging over Wood Elf's face. "Hey, what are you doing in my room, Elf?" Wood Elf gets up and asks, I need to get out of here. Can I come with you so that I don't look suspicious?" "Sure! Let me get dressed!" Ar-Krag dons his chainmail armor and grabs his stuff. Meanwhile, the bard is with the other elf ranger and finds their fighter on the ground, having been stabbed by a ninja. Magic mark he got from an evil werewolf spellcaster glows and his body crumbles into dust. As me and Elf Bro are coming out of the tavern, the now crippled bard draws a card from his deck of fate, draws dungeon, fades in and out of existence, and travels in a lightning bolt to a dungeon on a nearby mountain. This lightning is visible from everywhere in the town, and we meet the elf ranger there. Me and the two remaining party members decide to travel to that dungeon, seeing as how half of them are dead. They invite me along even though I broke their bard's ankle. We arrive at the mountain, me and Elf Bro climb up it. Get to the top in a few hours while the ranger is about 1/3 of the way up. Me and Elf Bro combine our rope and hoist the ranger up on the mountain. The dungeon is a square pit with stairs and a sort of spiral pattern around the edges. It just keeps going down and down. There are hundreds of caged rooms with random undead chained up inside. Eventually come across a undead beholder. Elf Bro hatches a master plan. He throws a beer bottle at the beholder and gets knocked off his feet and paralyzed. I grab him before he falls off the edge and put him on my back. 3 skeletons appear on the staircase. Ranger's walking in front of me and gets targeted by one of the skeletons. Bone Man misses, another shoots me in the shoulder for 6 damage. My face went. However, I rolled worse initiative than the Elf Ranger. Elf Ranger decides to push the skeleton off the stairs and rolls a 3. Both fall down. Elf Ranger takes like 8 damage. My turn. Lizard Fury mode activate! Use my greatsword to smack the skeletons off the stairs. Elf Ranger's unconscious, so I smack it with my big meaty lizard hand to wake him up. 4 HP left. Take a short rest to heal up and head to the bottom. We see a bridge over a bunch of boiling lava, has a vase on a pedestal in the center. Big bad demon at the other end of the bridge. Summons 2 smaller demons and one accidentally breaks the vase. Bard's soul was trapped in the vase and now he's deader than dead. Mjolnir itself strikes the big demon at the end and his summons dissipate. As we're headed back to town, we stumble across 4 buildings with a lot of bandits inside. Hear 2 people being tortured. I investigate. There's 2 people being tortured by a bandit in there. Roll 18, chop bandit in 2. The bard and the fighter are now playing these characters. Bard is a fighter and the fighter is now a mage. We have to get their clothes back, so Elf Bro transforms into a squirrel and searches the buildings. Finds their clothes but gets caught and we all get captured except for our ranger who was in a bush the whole time. We're being guarded by a Goliath. Me and the sorcerer hatch a master plan. Since he has +3 to charisma, I make a script for him. We're going to convince the Goliath that he is a beautiful strong man with amazing muscles that can become a pro bodybuilder, and that he's wasting his talents with these bandits. Rolls a 19 + 3. My face when we just convinced a Goliath to let us go and join up with the bodybuilding club. Goliath starts massacring bandits left and right. We don't actually have to fight because they're too scared and we begin journeying home. As we're headed back to town, I give the Goliath weightlifting tips. DM gives me an Elf Ranger a point in inspiration and makes up a new attribute and gives me proficiency as a motivational speaker. My face went